The driver helped her carry her bags up the steps. "What's all this?" she asked Sonia. "We're sending care packages to American soldiers overseas," Sonia said.
We are back with Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor. That was an excerpt read by Kerry Washington from the Justice's newest children's book, Just Help: How to Build a Better World. Justice Sotomayor, as little Sonia was asked by her mother in the book, how will you help today? How do you answer that today? How do you help today?
Oh, I'm here with you, aren't I?
Well, that is a help. That's charity. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, I do. Before I go to bed, Tamron, I don't ask myself that question in the morning. I ask myself before I go to bed. Two questions. Before I fall asleep, I ask myself, what new thing have I learned today? And so somewhat easy most of the time, but occasionally I'm just working on one case. But I always have reading material next to me at my bed that I can turn to before I fall asleep. And the next question is always, what did I do to help today? Someone or something. Sometimes I've had meetings with kids, or I've had meetings with adults or with people, or I've done activities that satisfy that answer. Occasionally I've been too busy at my office and I haven't been able to do something concrete. So what do? I think about a friend who might be sick or suffered a loss, and I get on email if it's not too late, and I write to them.
Wow.
And I ask them how they're doing and how they're feeling. Yeah. I'll talk to them about what I'm doing and try to tell a funny story or share something important. But just a moment to reach out to someone who I perceive in need, and then I can fall asleep. And today my plan was to speak to you about my book, but also to engage in my conversation with you, with kids.
Wow.
To talk to them about how they can help each day.
So much of this obviously is inspired by your mother, and I should note you lost your mother just last year. What a remarkable parent. Joining the Army, I relate, my dad was in the Army, and then later in life becoming a nurse in her 40s. Just an exceptional human being that inspired this beautiful book. I'm also curious, you talked about part of the day talking with young children, and I've heard your comments about cameras in the courtroom in the past, saying that, you know, it would change the dynamic perhaps, and we would see maybe some behavioral changes because of the cameras. But since you are so relatable to young people through the book, through your writings, through even tonally how you present yourself, the modern pop culture view of the court, particularly with RBG, you know, the documentary, The Notorious RBG. What are your thoughts on the popularizing and the pop culture aspect that it seems younger people appreciate about the court, especially female justices?
Well, we do live in a society of pop culture, and fame holds some importance to young people. I do think it's important not to think about the court as an institution for entertainment. We are there engaged in a very serious inquiry of parties who have very significant cases before us. And they want to ensure that we are not playing to a larger audience, but that we're really concentrating on them and their issues. And I think a camera could change that. As with all things, however,